Last year, Ghana imported over $331 million worth of rice, although it has the climatic conditions and technical know-how to produce locally. After Citi FM and Citi TV's advocacy for the consumption of local rice, several rice brands stepped up to produce enough for the local market in the meantime. Nana's Rice, one of the local brands which currently exports to Ivory Coast, Belgium, and Germany, stood tall and has plans to take full advantage of the Christmas season.
We are already stocked up. Our hope is actually to have an additional help with delivery. So we want to have a smaller van that can do some of the in-house. So we have a large van which is able to take about 100 bags at a time. So we're trying to get a smaller one that can do more in city. So when someone orders for 2 or 4 bags or 5 bags or whatever less than those, so that retail companies will use the distribution van, and then most of our personal business to consumer sales would go through our smaller channels. So I'm hoping that using these new channels that we are hoping to incorporate would allow us to sell more. Also, one more thing we're doing is we're trying to get into about 200 stores in Accra. That's really our target for the year, because most of the time what we realize is people who receive the rice say, I love it, but I can't find it. So what we set ourselves, our target for the year is to have at least 200 retail stores across the city, so that we are more accessible to our customers.
Nana's Rice is not the only one capitalizing on the growing interest in local rice consumption. Wilmar International, a leading agri company in Asia and Africa, recently added local rice to their product line.
One thing that we realize is that most of our local farmers are a bit discouraged. They want to do this farming, but there isn't any support because the patronage is low. So having brands like Wilma or Fortune come in and patronize what they've worked so hard for, we believe is going to encourage them and also to take their farming to the next level. Also, I believe that it will give them some emotional satisfaction, knowing that the farming that you have done ends up in a beautiful brand like Fortune. It's enough encouragement.
There's no doubt that 2020 has been a relatively slow year for most businesses. Nana is hopeful that the transformation that will be brought about by the Christmas season sale will lead to a more prosperous 2021.
We are super pumped for 2021. So AFCFTA is big for us, and really looking at going to other countries within the continent. Thankfully, we are currently in Côte d'Ivoire, like I said. We are in talks to be able to expand into other Francophone countries. Also, we are acquiring a larger tract of land, so that would allow us to be able to produce higher volumes, which is really exciting for us. And then people kind of keep asking us about brown rice and wild rice. So these are 2 additional varieties that we are hoping to be able to get into 2021.
While local brands like Nana's Rice are optimistic about taking a significant part of the over $300 million market, the unfortunate reality is that majority of Ghanaians still consume imported rice. One might wonder just what it would take to disrupt this market enough to make Ghanaians prioritize their locally grown rice over the imported ones.
A lot of it is going to have to be on sensitization. Most local people have to realize their value in local rice and the fact that we're actually feeding our own cycle, because what it means for us as a company is once more people purchase from us, we're able to give it to more retailers. For instance, we wholesale at a price point that allows the retailer to make 10% of the margin. So if you went to a store and you bought our rice for 50 cedis, what it means is 5 cedis of that money is actually going to the retail store. Now, what this means is the more and more rice that person is able to sell, the more money they make. On most of the imported brands, they are making about 1 or 2 cedis, which really comes down to approximately 2 to 3, at most 5%. So actually, most people make more money when you buy local rice.
Beyond the micro impact, consuming local rice this Christmas season will not only be good for one's health, but will also contribute to transforming the Ghanaian economy.
We can get the rice same quality or close to same quality as we import, then we are helping the country's foreign exchange. We are also helping to create more jobs.